My name is Will Hodges. I'm the founder and owner of Tactile Turn. We make machined pens. Wanted to show everyone what Tactile Turn is today. Wanted to get you guys introduced to some of the key team members of Tactile Turn and let you know sort of how we run things around here.
I'm Paul Milano, shipping and assembly manager here at Tactile Turn. Yeah, I've been with the company, I guess, getting close to 3 years now. We've grown tremendously in that time. When I came on, it was myself, Will, Cameron, and another guy kind of doing some of the shipping stuff. And, in the past 3 years, we've really done a lot to dial in the product quality-wise, packaging-wise, and we've just grown exponentially in the process. So my job now is that the guys in the assembly room, guys and lady in the assembly room, we're getting stuff assembled, that everything looks as good as it possibly can, and then take care of all the shipping, getting stuff out to customers typically within 24 hours of their order getting put in. It's great. We get to make really cool stuff that gets into people's hands, things that people can use for a lifetime, things that people can pass on to their kids one day. I get to do all the nebula finishes on our limited release stuff, and that's been a really gratifying experience. Just putting that creativity into something that people have really enjoyed and really taken to. It's a good deal. I love being here. I love being a part of the team. I love being able to say that, hey, this is the part of the business that I get to put my heart and soul into to make sure that it runs well. And that, again, at the end of the day, we're doing the best we can for our customers. That's the end goal, is to make cool stuff and get it into people's hands, as quick as possible.
I'm Cameron Kioski. I'm shop manager here at Tactile Turn. I've been with the company for about 5 years now, and I was the first person to start doing assembly on these pens for Will, and we've grown exponentially. I went from doing assembly to start learning how to machine on a manual lathe, and then we went to machining on computer-controlled, lathes. And so we went from 1 to 2 to 3, and different styles and events every 6 months to a year, depending on where we were at. And we've just been, where we started to where we're at now is just absolutely amazing. Probably one of my favorite parts is that our pens are lifetime warranty, so you send it in, if we can fix it, we fix it, and if not, then we take care of you the best way we can. But I get at the shop early, about 5 a.m. every day, and we're going, and I love it.
The thing that mostly sets us apart from other competitors is, I guess, the fact that we do a lot of our manufacturing in-house, although we do have quite a few competitors that also have shops that they make stuff in. There's a lot of people that, especially on Kickstarter, someone would design something, but they would manufacture it somewhere else, most of the time overseas, and they weren't able to control quality particularly well. By doing everything in-house, we're able to control quality a lot better. We also focus on very simple design that's executed excellently. I'm a proponent of very simple and effective design. I really like the philosophy of less but better. keep things very simple. Design should only be about what's necessary, and by keeping things simple and what's absolutely necessary, there's no frills. It's just, what is effective in design.
Kevin Taylor. I'm the production manager and lathe programmer for Tactile Turn. Well, I do a lot of different things day to day. One of my main jobs is we probably have over 100 unique part numbers when it's all said and done, so trying to figure out the scheduling to get all of those done and in stock to make sure that no one has to wait on their pins. And then also I have a background in Swiss machining, so bringing that in to program new parts, develop new parts, and figure out better ways to run what we're already running. Normally my desk is right behind wheels, so as ideas come to him, he spits them out and we write them down, and we kind of, because we're all right there together, we bounce ideas off of each other, and the longer we talk about it and the more we want something to happen, we kind of put it together, start modeling it, think about how feasible is it, will people want to buy it, and start with a model, solid model. Sometimes we rapid prototype with 3D printing and then go to the machines and make it. A lot of the times we'll come up with an idea, I might sit down and model it up and bring it back to Will, and he says, yeah, that's cool. We'll take it out, we'll run it. If we like that, I'll work on figuring out how it needs to be made, what's the best approach to that, different changes. And then once it's actually in production and going, I'm there every day watching over the machines, helping everybody figure out their issues. And so really from the time it's an idea to the time it's a completed part, I'm always kind of overseeing what's going on. It's really important to all of us to have something unique that's made here in the U.S. and being completely self-dependent. I think we have a group of people that between all of us and with the equipment we have, we can make anything we want, and we can make it right here, be completely self-reliant. And if we don't have it, we go out and get it and make sure that our process is done in-house the way we want it to our standards. And between the experience I have, Matt has, Will's background, there's not much we can't do.
We really focus on excellent materials. At one time we made plenty of pins from aluminum, and those hold up pretty well. But in the last couple of years we've really focused on materials that wear very nicely. So titanium and zirconium are very tough. Copper and bronze are not quite as tough, bronze being a little tougher than copper. But mostly we want to focus on heirloom quality goods. We want to focus on things that are going to last, a lifetime, multiple lifetimes, things that people will be able to pass down to, their kids, and just generally quality goods. There's a definite lack of quality that people have gotten okay with. I love the stuff that my father and my grandfather handed down that was built to last, and people definitely care more about quality today than they have for a very long time. But part of why we are successful is that we really build stuff that's built to last, and we also try to do some special edition stuff that works with rare and hard to find materials like titanium Damascus. We're about to get back into doing Damascus steel, Makumagane, which is it's like bronze, copper, brass, nickel, silver, alloy, but forged materials that are hard to find, hard to get a hold of, and look really cool. Every one of those things is unique. So we do production as well as limited release stuff.
My name is Ty White. I do most of the customs operations that we have here. A lot of the Damascus heat treating, all the polishing and tumbling of the pens, and anything a little bit unusual that you could order off of the website that isn't just the normal stock options for the pens. I really like the fact that I'm able to express a lot of the creativity that I could have here. Really any idea I have for any new kind of pen or anything that you can do to a pen, I can go ahead and do it and show it to Will, and he'll be like, yeah, I love it. Go ahead and make me, like 100 of them. I really enjoy all the different processes that go into all the different finishes. I mean, titanium especially is my favorite. You can polish it up so bright it looks like chrome, or you can, throw it in a tumbler and get a cool space gray on it. The patterns in the Damascus are absolutely beautiful, and I really love working with it. I'll take a pen one day and be like, I wonder what'll happen if I do this to it or do that to it, or kind of mix and match some colors if I heat it this way, or we have so many tools and just things that you can do here that provide different finishes, and so many different techniques that you can do to provide finishes on products. There's an insane amount, unlimited amount, and usually I'll just have an idea for something. I'll think, what happens if I go throw this in the tumbler with the internals or the clips for an hour? I wonder how that'll look, and then I'll look at it and decide if I like it or not, or if there's anything I can add to it to make it look even better.
Early days, I realized very quickly that doing things manually was not going to work out very well if I wanted to actually meet demand. It took a year to do the first 1,000 pins. That wasn't anywhere close to meeting demand. People were excited about what we were doing early on, and started, hiring on friends to help out with production. At the current moment, we have 22 full-time employees, as well as a few part-time and contractors. And the goal moving forward is to continue focusing on finding real craftspeople that take pride in their work. We are working on making some pocket knives. Hired a few people to do that, as well as got a couple machines to do that. And the focus is keep going with pins. We're doing very well with pins. People love what we do, and we're just trying to continue on with that path, as well as adding in pocket knives with the same sort of simple design ethos, quality materials, great fit and finish, and part of that is figuring out the process. Currently, we have a great process for pins. We have the luxury where we don't have to make a knife very quickly. We can spend time and really experiment with things. We're working on some out-of-the-box sort of process for that. But so far, people love what we do with pins, and I think it's going to work really well with knives.
My name is Matthew Palmore. I am the lead programmer for the mill side of things at Tactile Turn and Tactile Knife Company. Every day is a little different. We try to do things quickly and efficiently, and that's pretty much my job. I am the illustrator through 3D modeling. After that, I do the programmings and the prototyping for custom fixturing. When I'm designing anything, I'm always thinking of how I would like something, or how it would be utilized by somebody else that I don't know. Like, does this make sense? Does this feel good? Does this work? Is it mechanically stable? Does it look good? Is it clean? It's a balance between making pretty 3D models and making something that's pretty but also machinable. And seeing the very beginning stages of it, being able to create something from nothing, program it, run it on a mill, pull it out, and see, what I had thought of, what I had talked about with my guys, what we had conspired to create, to see it come to life, and then to figure out a way to make them efficiently and cost effective, so that we can pass that on to our customer and the people that enjoy our products.
My name's Tim Harbert. I was brought in because we're actually starting a knife program. Currently, for pen work, I work on the EDM electrical discharge machine. It uses a small brass wire to cut parts very accurately, and we make thousands and thousands of titanium springs for the side-click pens. Also, I'm doing the precision grinding. We have a precision surface grinder, and I do most of that work as well. In the very near future, I will be using the EDM to cut knife components, and I'll be surface grinding the blades perfectly flat before we start putting bevels and so forth into them. One of the first commonalities, of course, that Will and I noticed that we had before we became friends was that we genuinely enjoy making things. I've been making knives for 15 years now, and Will's been making pens for an awful long time. For some people, making things just kind of gets in your blood, and so it was a natural fit for me to come over here and start working for him. So the thing that I enjoy most is being able to start a day first thing in the morning with raw stock that just looks like absolutely nothing, and then by the end of the day I have real parts, something tangible that I can hold, something that fits into the bigger picture, and it's incredibly satisfying. We're not just machine operators, we're people who genuinely like making things. We like learning about new things, so when we have a new model or something we're working on, we're all anxious to do what we can to help the process along. And it's just honestly a great bunch of guys to work with.
We're going to do a quick shop tour. First office we have is Paul. He's our shipping manager. This is where labels get printed out. From there we've got the assembly room, the assembly team. There we have our engraving / fulfillment room. We have all the cubbies where finished pens go, as well as engraving gets done. Next we've got our conference room with our assembly guide Jody doing some assembly a little more socially distanced. Customer service area. So Andrew and Alyssa, who just left, showing or doing the customer service side of things. We've got our engineering room in here. And we got the shop. We have our two final operation machines, the Okuma and the Doosan Lynx. They do the final texture passes on the parts that we make further on in the shop. We've got our DMG Mori Sprint 20-5, our first Swiss lathe. We have since bought 3 Citizen Swiss lathes, moving more into a Citizen shop. My very first brand new machine was a DMG Mori NLX 1500 SY, so it's my first dual spindle, Y-axis, live tool lathe. Customs area where Ty does his work. We've got 2 Citizen L20 L20s. I guess they're Type 8s here on the ends, and then a Citizen A20 in the middle. These guys turn out most of our pen parts. We've got a Cerakote paint booth and oven, as well as a blast cabinet in there. This corner of the shop is actually a friend of mine who is moving out. We are expanding and need to take back some space. Got our quality control area. I don't want to show off too much of that. Actually, do not show. Our first EDM, it's Sodic, electric discharge machining. First CNC lathe, a Kia Kit 30B, what I learned to program on. Cameron's running it at the moment. We have our new Doosan DNM 4500 mill. This is going to make knife parts, where we keep all of our coolant as well as cleaning supplies. We keep all of our materials stored over here in the corner. From there it gets cut, and if we need to, well, all the round bar stuff, need to do chamfering, so we do that over here. Then the Okamoto surface grinder that just starting to make some knife parts on. Our CMX 1100V does the clips for our side click pins. About it.
When I started this, it was a one-man shop, and I did a little bit of everything. I wore a lot of hats, and in the last couple of years, I've been able to, offload the shipping and assembly side of things to my shipping and assembly manager, Paul. Cameron has taken over as shop manager. Recently, we hired Kevin, who is our production manager, as well as lathe programmer. Tim has taken on the new EDM and grinding stuff. We have a lot of key players that really allow me to focus more on the business growth side of things, where I'm product development and making sure that we have the machinery and equipment that we need to be able to get things done. But up until earlier this year, I did all of the customer service. We now have my wife Alyssa and Andrew taking care of most of the customer service side of things. My time is mostly spent on product development these days, which is my perfect scenario. I truly love showing up to work, figuring out these processes and doing the research to figure out, is there a better way we could do something, or how can we improve efficiency, or how can we get better results with something. And the neat thing is we have the team where I get to bounce ideas off of everyone, and it's I don't dictate what happens around here. It's a collaborative effort where we really do have a team atmosphere, and I can't say how much I love what we do.